Oh, there we go. Hell yeah, bird request. Haha. Welcome back. Alright, so, yeah, we're in the North Division, and tonight's matchup is an 8-9 matchup. And what do we have? It is Bardstown Discovery Batch 8. Batch 8 is great. The best one since Batch 3. Still trying to get 9. I haven't got 9 in my area. I heard 9 was really good. But anyways, I'm just going to give you a breakdown. They're very transparent as far as how this blend goes. It is a blend of 66% Kentucky 12-year-old with a mash bill of 78% corn, 10% rye, and 12% malted barley, along with 17% Indiana 7-year-old with a mash bill of 45% corn. It's a rye. 51% rye, 4% malted barley. And then the kicker is 11% Ontario. That's right, Canada. 12-year-old, 100% corn whiskey. And then finally 6% Indiana, 6-year-old with a 95% rye and 5% malted barley, no corn. And then, I'm not going to do it tonight, but there's a QR code on the other side where you can, it's like 4 or 5 different stave finishes. Oh, God, maybe I should do that. To be fair, let's do the QR code. Sorry. QR code. Oh, there we go. Bring it up. There we go. So, what? Oh. Batch 9 collaborative series. Huh. When I did it before, it brought it right up. Discovery series. I want batch 8. Huh. Alright, let's try it. Let's try it one more time. Maybe I did something wrong. Yeah, it gives you the origin, all these other... Man, it used to just bring... There's learn more about batch 9, but this is batch 8. Alright, well, I apologize. There is a QR code. It's supposed to give you... Well, when you go back and watch it, when I first got it and reviewed it, it is signed by Steve. But there's like 4 or 5 stave finishes on this. Irregardless, I don't give a shit. Alright, and then, it is Weller, aged 12 years, 90 proof. What's the proof on this? The Bardstown is 114.1. Alright, so we're going to get right into them. Don't pay attention to what glass is behind or near which bottle. It's irrelevant. We've been using a very high-tech, sophisticated, dangerous, proprietary process approved by NASA. That's a bunch of bullshit. Stay hydrated, my friends. Alright. So, yeah, bottom line is I don't know what's glass. They've been rearranged, shuffled. I ain't got a clue, as usual. There's a definite sweetness on that. A nice proof. It's super sweet. Like, there's some molasses, some brown sugar, vanilla, caramel, chocolate. Definitely some brown sugar and molasses. This is like breakfast in a glass. Cheers, my friends. Yeah, nice proof on that. Nice mouthfeel. I definitely get that molasses, chocolate, brown sugar, vanilla, caramel. I'm thinking the airtime's done that thing some great benefit. Mm. Man, that would be. I mean, I would drink that with some pancakes and coffee in the morning. Like that. That comes off as a tremendous. Yeah, brown sugar, maple syrup, vanilla, caramel, toffee. That's a great breakfast whiskey right there. Whew, that's good. All right, let's see what you got. Number 2. You glad to bring the heat? Mm. And it does. Like, there's definitely some oak, vanilla, caramel, a little bit of bacon spice. Mm. Now, the nose is definitely better on number 1. Alright, cheers, my friends. Yeah, super sweet, oak, vanilla, caramel, also a little bit of toffee, a slight bit of chocolate, maybe some orange and cherry. Man, this once again, like, on their own, they're both freaking fantastic. Now, alright, we're gonna hydrate and run them back. I mean, well, as you can see, if you saw the last video, I was completely wrong. I could be wrong again. I think I knew which is which, but because they're so different. Like, yeah, I mean, this is sweet. There's definitely that oak, caramel, vanilla, baking spice, a little bit of cherry. Probably on its own, great. Probably way overpriced on secondary, if you know what I mean. But cheers, my friends. Ooh. Yeah, totally sweet. And then I get that sweet oak. It reminds me, that sweet oak reminds me of the Knob Creek 18-year-old. Yeah, and then I get that wheat, that vanilla, that caramel. I know what this is. I'm pretty sure. Mm. But no, the nose is better on number 1. I think it's probably also better on the palate. We're going to run it back. That's good. I mean, it's good at retail, not secondary. Mm. This is much more complex on the nose. Alright, cheers, Bourbon Quest. Yeah, there's that darkness, that mouthfeel, that viscosity, that sweetness. That's, yeah. It's definitely number 1. I think I know what they are, but I've been wrong many times, and I'm sure I will be again. I don't think tonight. I think I nailed this one. And just because I know what they are doesn't weigh my preference or stance. But I mean, Weller 12 is freaking hard as shit to get. Um, Luckily, I had this one, and I have one more of it. The first one I ever bought, a buddy of mine let me know it was at a little low-level mom pop shop about 15 minutes from me. I went there because I never had one. I was going to get it. It was $100, so I paid it. And then the last one I got, I think it was more like, which is MSRP, is more like $60. Yeah, obviously, would I rather pay 60 than 100? But I don't think 100's crazy. Probably anything more than 100, I probably wouldn't do. And that was the first. I mean, yeah, I'd probably do another one for 100. I think it's worthy of $100. Do I think it's worthy of 101? No. Okay, 101. But you know what I'm saying. It's not. I mean, I'm not kicking myself in the ass that I paid $100 for the first one. I'm more pleased that I got the second one for like $60. But all right, we already did that. We want to reveal the results. Oh, that's so good. All right. Before we reveal the results, it's time to subscribe and then smash that like button. Um, yeah, it helps the YouTube algorithms. Then do yourself a favor, ring that bell for notifications, leave a comment. Let me know. I mean, the Chateau de la Bade is growing on me more and more as it's got more airtime. I never had the first one, and I think it was, you know, the OG. And I initially was disappointed on the second release on this. I wish I had an OG to compare it to, but nonetheless, with more airtime, it's gotten better. I think. I mean, I'm still glad I picked it up. I wish I mean, I'm so missed out on the first one. I was like, I didn't know it was $130. I'll wait. And then a week later, I'm like, I go to my contact at my liquor store. I'm like, hey, I need to get a shot. He's like, yeah, no problem. The next time we get it in, we'll get you one. Well, they never got it in again, and so I was screwed. And so I wasn't gonna miss out. That's why I stood in line. I think it was probably like 6 to 9 months ago when I was up there to get the Chateau de. I wasn't gonna miss out on number two. And then I also picked up. Oh, that's not even the Chateau de la. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I picked them both up at the same time at the distillery. I was going for the Chateau de la Bade. Is it still in? Yeah, it's still in the series. My bad, bro. But no, I went to get the Chateau de la Bade, and then they also had the Discovery Batch 8, so I picked it up. That's what we're drinking tonight. My bad. And 8 is the greatest since 3. And I'm interested to see 9. I still haven't seen it in my area. I heard 9 is as good, maybe even better than 8. I don't know if it's better than 3. And then like 10's being released in the next month or two. Alright. So, yeah, the winner is, well, I don't know. I just did that. Where are we at? Disco 8. 8 was Disco. B was Weller. And the winner is Disco. Disco 8. I told you it was great. Weller 12 goes down. There you go, Buffalo Trace. You lose again. You lose a lot. I mean, honestly, like, and I'm not shitting on Buffalo Trace because Buffalo Trace is my #1 distillery. I have a whole barrel allocated to them. There's Colonel Taylor, Eagle Rare, Bland's, Rock Hill, Stag, Weller Antique, Calibu Farms, Hancock. There's, what else? Oh, Old Carter, Ancient Age, Benchmark. I mean, I have a whole barrel. I mean, they're my #1 distillery, but I mean, honestly, that's why. Now, after you hit that subscribe button, you want to ring that bell for notifications because we got something special coming in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Yeah, there's only 2 things I have not had, and we're about to get one of them, and we'll pop it, and we'll drink it, we'll analyze it. I'm super hyped about it. It's my #1 bottle on my chase, and I finally scored one. So, but no, like, and don't get me wrong, I love Buffalo Trace. Yeah, I mean, they do great stuff. They produce great whiskey. It's kind of a cat and mouse game. Like, I know on one hand, somewhat makes them popular is they're relatively hard to get. But then at the same time, it's not like they don't want to sell bourbon. Like, no, they're they're a for-profit business. They want to sell bourbon, but you just can't produce this shit overnight. And they have standards and they have quality, which I appreciate. And they're ramping up production, ramping up warehouses. And it's going to be interesting to see over the next 5 to 10 years on, what happened. I mean, literally, I think the boom really started in like 2015. I got into the game late in 2020. But they are investing millions and billions of dollars. They want to sell you whiskey. I promise you they do. But there's also a mystique about people want what they can't have. And I mean bourbon almost died in the late 80s, early 90s. And where it is now is no one would have imagined. I mean, even the bourbon producers didn't imagine it, because if they had imagined it, they would have been producing more whiskey. But now they're trying to play catch up, and which I think the fear and the expectation is real, because they're trying to meet demand. And I think over the last 10 years, some people have gotten turned off by it. It's like, it's not worth chasing anymore. The prices have gotten exorbitant. I mean, it used to be, a $50 bourbon, what, 5, yeah, definitely 10, maybe even 5 years ago, a $50 bourbon was a premium. Now, a premium is $200. And more times than not, it's not good. Like, I told you to ring that bell because we're going to pick up a bottle. This is my number one bottle, my unicorn of all time. And we're getting it for $145. But yet, on secondary, it's like $3,000. That's a clue. Would I pay $3,000 for it? Hell no. We are gonna pay $145 for it and do it on the channel, and I can't wait. All right, I've gone long-winded, but the bourbon game is, really interesting. I think not that they're trying to meet demand. And then I'm wondering if demand is going to start to kind of weigh off. I hope so. That just means more for me and more for you. That's a good thing. All right, we got to go. That's a wrap. Cheers. Until next time, remember, as always, my wish for you is that all your bourbon quest dreams come true. Ha ha. Oh, yes, we gotta stop the video.